Do you remember when we fell in love? We was young and innocent things. Do you remember how you began? What'd he say? How it all began. Do you remember? Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another stream. Shout out to the audio listeners out there. I don't want to give them too much dead space. I want to take care of my audio guys, man. If you're listening to this on your morning commute, I appreciate you for tuning into SOLZ Radio, Sipping with SOLZ. Shout out to the early birds in the building. I see 10 of y'all in the chat. What's good? Okay, I have some explaining to do. I have some explaining to do. Yeah. Okay. So, there's just a lot going through my head right now. Okay, a lot just happened. We just had one of the craziest pods in Let's Keep It a Buck history. There's been a lot going on with the pod over this last weekend. I would honestly say one of the most eventful, if not the most eventful, 4-day stretches on the pod. 4-day stretches on the pod. Like, it's just been absolutely insane. It started with, I'm gonna be honest, it started with Sipping with SOLZ. Okay? Sipping with SOLZ, specifically the Wednesday? What is it today? Today is Monday. Okay. Yeah, it was the Wednesday episode. The Wednesday episode, we did a Let's Keep It a Buck Q&A. Okay. That got really, really messy. Got really, really messy. Absolutely messy. And then that spiraled into a... Let me just add the Discord here real quick. All right. That then transpired into Damo reacting. That then transpired into Omar doing a space the day after, as he usually does. Y'all know Omar loves the spaces. And then that transpired into Damo reacting on his stream. And then that transpired into Omar reacting to Damo's reaction to his space. And that transpired into a playback stream that is now clipped up on the channel. 1 out of 10 for those who asked. And that transpired into a big meeting between the Core 4. Okay. Now, just to break the fourth wall. Once again. I am not going to break the fourth wall, actually. Okay, we have been breaking the fourth wall too much for my liking. Essentially, for those who are asking... Oh, Sage also had a space. I forgot about the Sage space. For those who are asking, because we didn't have time today to address everything that happened. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it probably would have been the main topic today if Flacco wasn't on. We talked it out like men, okay? The pod is not breaking up. And overall, I think, shit got messy, but I think we ended up having conversations that needed to be had. And I just ultimately hope it makes the pod better in the future. And, cause I'm gonna be honest, what I got from that was there was a lot of pent up shit between motherfuckers, there were a lot of, sneak disses, going on within our own community, within us Core 4, and they just needed to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? People feeling invalidated by Omar throughout the years needed to be addressed. Sage as well, and his participation with things that needed to be addressed. Damo feeling like, we're not friends, needed to be addressed. All these things just needed to be addressed. And y'all going crazy in the chat. And I think ultimately it is healthy to have these conversations. Now, do I believe they all should have been public? No. I actually do not believe all of this should have been public. A majority of these conversations should have been private. But I guess that's just the type of community we are. I don't know what it is. I can't even say like I'm a part of the problem, you know, because I started this. I've indulged in all these spaces. I've entertained all these spaces and things of that nature. We break the fourth wall a lot, way more than other podcasts. We talk about podcasting, the art of podcasting, the way business goes, more than other podcasts. Like, truth be told, y'all shouldn't know about how payouts are being handed out, how much motherfuckers got percentage of and all that. Like, if you really are a Let's Keep It a Buck member, y'all actually know the structure of our fucking business pretty damn well. Who's behind the scenes, who isn't behind the scenes, all of these different things. But yeah, I think ultimately these were necessary conversations to be had. Overall, I think it was a net positive. Was it uncomfortable? Absolutely. And y'all know I don't do well with being uncomfortable. I like my comforts. You know, I like being comfortable. I don't like being outside of my box. You know what I'm saying? The only people that break the fourth wall as much as y'all is the JBP. To be fair though, we are inspired, or at least me and Omar. I think our vision for the podcast is fairly inspired by the JBP. Like, if y'all look at our old logos, I'm gonna keep it a stack. They were inspired by the the old Joe Budden podcast logo. You know what I'm saying? There was a time where I was an avid Joe Budden listener. I've teetered off, teetered. I don't know. I've cooled off over these last couple of years. I know Omar still watches. But yeah, the Joe Budden podcast was a very, very big inspiration for the vision of this podcast. And for better or for worse, our host is a mini Joe Budden. You know, you know what I'm saying? And I think he'll embrace that. Even if he heard this, I think he'll embrace the fact that he has Joe Budden tendencies. Because Joe Budden, you know, as toxic as he is, as problematic as he is, all these different things, that motherfucker is entertaining. And, you know, he's been at the top of the podcasting game for a minute. He's been at the top of the media game for a minute. He's one of the pioneers in the business, one of the best in the business. So, isn't necessarily a dig that you are the mini Joe Budden. I don't necessarily think so. Did Omar backdoor that guy, though? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? But, you know, just to set the record straight for the Let's Keep It a Buckers in the building, because I know a lot of y'all are coming from that last pod. You know, beef is squashed, okay? Beef is over. We are moving on to the next thing. But before we get going, before we get started, okay? Jesus Christ, let me just tweet this out. Live now, recapping all things. Let's keep it a buck. Let's start off light. SOLZ, why didn't you stream yesterday? Okay, let's start right there. Actually, let me get an Instagram story out, y'all. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. You know, I gotta get my plugs out there. Shout out to the 52 in the building, man. Shout out to the early birds, okay? So you might be asking, SOLZ, why didn't you stream yesterday? So for the regular degulars, okay, I typically stream every Wednesday and Sunday at 10 p.m. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually broke my cardinal sin. I didn't go out on Sunday. Okay, I didn't go out Sunday nights. I did go out that day, drank a little bit too much. Alcohol got the best of me. By the time 10 p.m. rolled around, I was already slumped. I ain't gonna lie. I was already slumped. But not only that, My head was hurting. I was dizzy. I was nauseous. And I tried to push it to 11 p.m. yesterday, and that even wasn't enough. I spent the whole night puking, y'all, okay? Yesterday was a degenerate day for me. Can I say I'm not proud of it? I don't think I'll go that far, but I definitely do regret it, okay? I definitely do regret it, because my God, whole night, chat, I ain't gonna lie. You know what it was? I didn't drink enough water during the day, and I know I sound like a crazy hypocrite right now. Like, literally with how I'm talking right now, on my water points, you know what I'm saying? Not going out on Sunday. I feel dirty right now. Pause. I didn't drink enough water. In hindsight, I actually didn't drink. I drank like a bottle of water. Oh, Jesus Christ. Worcester just came out. I drank a bottle of water in the morning, but that was about it. That was about it. But yeah, it was a bad day. All right, I am sorry. I couldn't hold it down for y'all, but I'm here. All right, this is the makeup. This is the makeup stream of sipping with SOLZ. Okay, sipping with SOLZ. Not sipping on anything today, chat. I had my Gatorade Zero. Had a glass of water with me. But hopefully everyone's doing well. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. But yeah, just an eventful weekend within the content verse. That is the Let's Keep It a Buck verse, man. That is the Let's Keep It a Buck verse. So now that we got the house, like the channel, like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Leave a 5-star on audio platforms. We are on audios. You know, shout out to the Apple Podcast. Shout out to the Spotifys of the world. I don't believe we have any. Actually, let me double check. Because if there is one, we're going to read it, okay? We're going to read it. I feel like we don't, though. Let's see. Yeah, we do not have a 5-star review to read. But yeah, leave a 5-star review if you listen to audio, man. You know what I'm saying? But now that we got the housekeeping things out the way, let's get straight into business, y'all. Let's recap this podcast that just happened. Okay? Because, my goodness, one of the craziest pods in pod history just occurred. Okay? So for those who don't know what just happened, let's see. Let's bring it up. We just had the Let's Keep It a Buck podcast, okay? Episode 231. And we've been on a guest run lately that I've been really, really proud of, just because off the strength that we did not have guests for like months at a time. So now that we're getting all these guests going on, shit's just been going crazy. We had Cameron on the pod prior. Shout out to Cameron. We had who is this? Uncle Spam and Mary and Shamario come on the pod prior. But this time, I'm not gonna lie, we had some guests that I didn't know. And salute to the guests for coming through and things of that nature. But this was definitely a Omar orchestrated guest run that we're going on right now. But we had Poetic Flacco and Potty Mouth come through, or Dom from Potty Mouth TV come through, and a lot happened in 2 hours. This was a long 2 hours. Okay. For those who aren't familiar, and I'm still honestly trying to familiarize myself with these characters, with these people. Poetic Flacco is a social commentary channel specifically associated with No Jumper in the hip hop space. And Potty Mouth also, Dom and Potty Mouth, they also have a podcast of themselves. And essentially a lot of this stemmed from a No Jumper interview where they had the Kage Summit of hip hop media. Okay, the Kage Summit of hip hop media. Now you might be asking, Kage Summit of hip hop media, you know, they must have had some real, you know what I'm saying, real potters in the building, some real powerful motherfuckers in the building. Charlemagne the God, you know, DJ Academics, Joe Budden. No, okay, that was the problem. That was the problem. They had DJ Academics was there. Adam 22 was there because it was on No Jumper. Traplo Ross was there. And I think I'm missing on another name here. No Jumper, Traplo Ross. Let's see if I can bring it up. Oh yeah, it's the second channel. I didn't know that. I think Whack 100 was in this interview as well. But essentially, this was a podcast that was getting cooked. Oh, Vlad TV. Vlad TV was there. So whatchamacallit? So I believe Don from Potty Mouth was on another podcast where they talked about it and how just nasty of a group that a group of individuals was on that stream. How these guys are culture vultures. You know, all of that, how they're bad actors within the hip-hop space, within hip-hop culture. And then Flacco reacted to that video right there. And I think, to be honest with you, I watched his reaction. A lot of it was pretty cordial. I think actually the reverse happened. Flacco reacted to the reaction to the No Jumper shit. And then Dom reacted to Flacco. Something along those lines. I'm already losing track of everything going on here, man. But yeah. So then we get Flacco and Dom on the pod today, and my God, it started off cool. Started off cordial. You know, Omar tried to, you know, get some, you know, light hitters in there. You know what I'm saying? Let's just, hey, what bev you getting? You know what I'm saying? What bev you getting at the gas station? That's how it all started off. And then we started to have conversations about hip hop media. And then, you know, Flacco ended up really like repeating himself a lot. And then we got, I don't know how we got here. I just need to rewatch it back. Things got disrespectful real fast, real quick, okay? Let me just keep it a stack. Motherfuckers, these three right here are definitely not people that are afraid of confrontation. And they confrontized. I don't know. I just made up a word right there. They definitely got down to business. You know, a lot of people have problems with Flacco apparently, and just him working with No Jumper. Damo was talking about the situation where, you know, apparently he defended a person, you know, doing Diddy activities essentially, and it just got real nasty real fast. I'll just show y'all a clip of how nasty it got. Okay,
again, it didn't show him do nothing but just walking by, and that video showed nasty, bro. But I believe that this is somehow gonna get you.
I promise you, I don't.
It's not, bro. Use a piece
Flacco,
of shit.
I don't need clout from you, my nigga. I promise you, I don't. I
clearly
just sat
do,
here,
bro.
I sat and listened to you talk. I just wanted to ask a question. That's it.
You are extremely angry that I have an opinion on. People should be able to decisions on their own about who they want to watch. You, for some reason, your thirsty ass is somehow angry at me for having an opinion. So now you're chasing gotcha moments. Nigga, it's cool, right? You's a piece of shit. I acknowledge you's a piece of shit. And
that's fine.
Cool.
Hey, Flacco, I don't need you to tell me I'm a piece of shit. I know I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but what I will say is you need to look in the mirror and acknowledge you're definitely a piece of shit. Like, we're both pieces of shit.
Sure.
That's what I'm trying to come to. But you don't got to call me a piece of shit. I was just trying to bring up the one grievance I definitely had.
So the end of no jumper.
That's cool.
I made wait, pause real quick. I made a mistake by being lied to and by a dude that I'd known for years. The moment I realized I was lied to, I corrected myself and called him out. Now you're thirsty ass.
You should need to correct yourself. In the first video, you see him following the girls around. In the first video, oh, we gonna see if it worked. Oh, we gonna see if.
So it's just
niggas is
we just keep on
fake
going.
spitting on niggas.
Acting a fool.
I beat your ass respectfully. That's what the fuck you said. I beat your ass respectfully. That's the type of nigga I'm talking to. Stop it, my nigga. Stop it.
Making fun of stutters.
I'm talking about niggas talking about I'm a hoe, and they over here talking about I beat your ass respectfully.
When this goes out, my nigga, you're gonna look bad, bro. You a thirsty piece of shit, and bro, you got caught trying to be a thirsty
Jesus
piece of
Christ,
shit,
bro.
The moment
Jesus Christ,
that nigga is cool. Listen, bro,
you still going to the moment work. You still going. We can move on. We can move on.
So essentially, Flacco got mad at Damo for clip farming, and trying to paint him in a bad light and things of that nature. And if you actually watch the end of the last pod, Damo already said he don't like Flacco. You know what I'm saying? And he's been pretty adamant on the fact that, bro, we can have this pod, but I don't like this dude. You know what I'm saying? He does not like this dude. And if he doesn't come correct, yeah, I'm gonna go on 10, which he did. He did not lie about that. And essentially, this just went on for like an hour. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we didn't really talk about anything this pod. Like I'm gonna just keep it a stack. We did not talk about it. There wasn't a single conversation that was truly fleshed out during this podcast. Either people were yapping too much. I'm gonna be honest, Flacco was yapping a lot, but hey, people were yapping too much. People were cutting each other off. Motherfuckers got petty, started cutting people off, and ignorant people, got to doing ignorant things. I don't know. Ultimately, that's what happened right there. Now, I do want to ask y'all, how do y'all feel like we handled this whole situation? Because I actually just got off a space prior to the stream with Damo and Omar. I'm pretty sure the space is still going on. And I kind of cut out going into the conversation. But Damo was just talking about essentially how I don't necessarily know if he was upset at us for acting this way, but just the concept of like, if the roles were reversed today, if the roles were reversed today and Flacco was coming at one of us the way he was coming at Damo, pause. I ain't even gonna pause it. Fuck it. This is kind of serious. That like, he would have batted for us. He would have defended us and all of that. But if you rewatch his pod, I ain't gonna lie. Omar wasn't stopping shit. I wasn't stopping shit. Sage wasn't stopping shit. And we just let these motherfuckers fly. Like, I'm be honest. So I do want to ask y'all for real. Do y'all think we handled the situation well in that regard? Because I think for me, one, Damo really was holding his own. You know what I'm saying? In a battle, you know what I'm saying? Disrespectful battle. I really think Damo was holding his own. So it was on some, bro, he don't need help type shit. Like, this wasn't a, my situation where I just started shutting down. I was flustered all over the place. Like, Damo was really holding his own. You know what I'm saying? And also for me, I just expected that this is how it was gonna go going into it. You know what I'm saying? I already knew the energy going into this. I don't know if Flacco did. You know, he was blindsided by the energy. But for me, I already knew that something like this was liable to happen. So it wasn't on some, I didn't expect it to happen type shit. You know what I'm saying? I think things would have been different if we were having a cordial conversation. I didn't know there was animosity between motherfuckers. I didn't know people didn't like people. And then it went left, right? It went left. And like now that's a situation where, all right, I got a bat for my guy. I don't know where the fuck this went wrong, but you're not about to disrespect my guy like that. Especially if I didn't have those expectations going into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't want to invalidate. I know that's been a big buzzword in the Let's Keep It a Buck community lately. Invalidate what Damo just said. And I to be honest with you, I feel like an asshole now that he said that. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Because you know, Droopy even said it in chat. I don't deal well with uncomfortable situations. I don't deal well with conflict. But I also know how, you know, my guys defended me when I was, you know, in my opinion, embarrassed publicly. You know what I'm saying? When there was a guy on the pod coming at me crazy style. You know, Damo and, you know, Omar was getting criticized for it, but Damo and Sage really held it down. So I don't want to be this dude that, you know, when the roles are reversed and when it's time for me to step up, I don't step up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think, you know, it was definitely miscommunicated there. And in hindsight, because Damo was serious about this. This, you know, he even said it during all these altercations. It was, he's not an all content type of dude. He don't know how to turn on and off that switch. He's gotten a little bit better, but I definitely should have defended him. I'm gonna be honest. But also, I also think it was a situation where, like, he was cooking. He was cooking. And do you really need to defend someone who is holding his own? I don't know. Let's see. You also should have helped Omar when he was getting jumped by FaZe. Yeah, like I said, I think for me personally, y'all know me. I'm not. When I say y'all know me, I'm not trying to use this as an excuse, but I just do not deal well with conflict, bro. I have never been in a fight. Like, I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro, because I'm not about to fake rap out here. I'm not about to act like I'm this, that, or the third. I've never been in a fight before, for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very non-confrontational dude. I like to be liked by most people. Like, that's the type of dude I am. So when conflict arises, man, I don't do well in those situations. You know what I'm saying? I get a little cold on my feet, and by the time I go in there, the situation's already fucking over. You know what I'm saying? You didn't need to help him, but y'all should have jumped him because he was out of pocket to everyone. Damo didn't need help because Flacco wasn't saying anything crazy. It was just baseless insults. Let's see. At least Omar is consistent. LOL, this convo happened before. Bad, not gonna lie. Y'all should have said something when he not only called out Damo out of his name, but the entire podcast. Damo cooked the whole time. Stayed 10 toes. Bringing on a guest and letting him call Damo a hoe is crazy. Yeah. Oh, except the father thing. I forgot about that. Did he say anything about the fathership shit? I respect that about you, SOLZ. It's cool to be non-confrontational. But yeah, I don't know. That was just hey man. That moment will go down in Let's Keep It a Buck history. Let me say that. But yeah. The main thing I don't want to happen from this is that this becomes a norm. I also said that in the space prior to this. Like, you know, these moments are cool. You know, there's definitely a level of adrenaline rush of like, oh my God, we're in this moment. Numbers going crazy. Super chats are going crazy. All of that. But y'all know me, bro. I don't want to go on this rabbit hole of everything is content. I don't like to go down that rabbit hole. And I'm going to be honest with you. The thing that like kind of stood out to me about the situation is Flacco was moving like a dude that's been in situations like this so many times. And I don't ever want to be in a situation where I'm numb to just online beef. You know what I'm saying? Just beefing with motherfuckers online like it's normal. Because that's how he was moving. You ain't the first time a dude has come at me like this. You ain't the last one. I know how to deal with motherfuckers like you. Like, oh my God. You have been in beef so many times that you know how to handle these situations like it's a fire drill. Like, to me, that's kind of scary. To me, that's kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? There's a level of unfazed in these situations that kind of scare me. You know what I'm like? That's kind of scary to me. That you've been in these situations so much that they truly don't faze you. This is literally just another day for you. And I don't ever want to make content, and I don't ever want to be known as a dude that just, hey, this is just another day in the streets. Because I feel like at that point, that doesn't make me any different from Fresh and Fit. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a run where Fresh and Fit was known for just consistent confrontation during the podcast. You know, motherfucker, oh, they're fighting. Oh, they're like, I don't ever want to be that podcast, you know? And I also want Let's Keep It a Buck to be a place and a space where I enjoy spending time with my guys. You know, I want this to be a place and a space where I feel comfortable around my guys. I'm not trying to go into every Monday and Thursday like it's a fucking boxing match. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, I don't know. I just feel like this is a place and a space that should be fun. We can have serious conversations when they're necessary. For the most part, I really do want to make this a lighthearted place and space. And you know, if we ever get to a point where it doesn't, y'all will see it on camera. I will just not engage. I will just not engage in this content. You know, until it becomes a problem, and we're having the problem with Let's Keep It a Buck Part 73. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel uncomfortable, stop it. You gotta stand on business. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try. That's one thing I've been working on, especially now that, you know, I'm turning 25, about to be married, you know, so, you know, a baby ain't that far from the conversation. You know, being a fucking father, is not far from the conversation. And, you know, I definitely don't want to be a weak fucking parent. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be a weakling. I don't want to be a pushover and things of that nature. So, you know, I definitely got to work on these things, getting a little bit better. Because if this was like 4 to 5 years ago, I straight up just would have avoided a lot of these situations. I wouldn't even conversate about it. I just pent it up. I would just, you know, hold it in until I just crash out one day and, you know, start crying and things of that nature. But nevertheless, I think this is a canon event for the pod. I think these last couple of days are canon events for the pod. And I think overall this was good. Overall, this is good. Not all of it was good, obviously, you know. But overall, I think this was good. How come you guys didn't straight up say on the pod you did not like Flacco after that mess? I don't know. How come we didn't say that? I don't know. I mean, I'm be honest with you. I don't. After that, I don't expect him to come on the pod. I don't expect things to be cordial. But I also think, like, he's such a content over everything dude. I legitimately think he might not care about this. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of dude where for me, I will never just say straight up that I don't like you. I will just, like, let my actions do the talking of, like, yo, I'm just not going to engage with you. I'm not going to look out for you. I'm not going to help you out. I'm not dealing with you. Like, that's just the person that I am. That's just the person that I am. Like, I just, because Omar was asking me earlier, like, who is a guest that SOLZ would have on the pod that would ignite me to do some shit like this? And I really couldn't think of any. And there's a couple names that we can bring up. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple things that we could bring up. You know, Flight Mike may be one. Daquan may be one. But, like, if they came back on the pod or ever came on the pod, I just don't care enough. That's my thing. I truly do not care enough. And I'm so, like, anti-confrontation that's, like, I just wouldn't care. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Those crash outs are more liable when I'm annoyed with my friends. Like, those crash outs are closer to happen if Omar ever pisses me off, if Sage pisses me off, if Damo pisses me off. Because I hold those people to higher regards because they're my friends. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense, chat? Like, I get mad when people I care about are treating me wrong because I care about you for a fucking reason. But if I don't care about you, if I don't know you from a can of paint, if you're a stranger to me, I mean, to me, you're just an asshole, and I'm just not gonna deal with assholes. Or to me, I just don't like you, and I'm gonna distance myself from you. I'm gonna not engage with you because we clearly don't see eye to eye, and we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know. I also don't like I just want to harp this in. I don't like how much we've breaking the fourth wall. And I know right now I'm breaking the fourth wall saying this, but I know how parasocial the internet gets when it comes to the pod. Not when it comes to the pod. I just understand how parasocial internet groups get. And the way we've moved, I don't think we can not break the fourth wall at this point. I don't know. I don't know. Damo literally was talking shit about Flacco, the pod before this one. How the fuck is that on everyone else when he has a big problem with Flacco? I don't know. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it on the pod recap. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and keep it pushing, y'all. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Let's see what else we got, y'all. Let's see what else we got. Now, y'all definitely can. People gonna have to just roll with it and stop being parasocial. None of this matter for real. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah, I think the reality of the situation, and I'll give Flacco, like, credit in this regard, even though I really shouldn't. Even the beef, the let's keep it a buck beef, I'm late on it. Like, talking about it right now, I'm late on it. The internet will move on. This is just the story of the day. This will probably last like 2 to 3 days. And we'll just move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's, I guess, a pro of how fast the internet moves now. This is just another day. Another day in the content world. And people will just forget about it in a couple of days. We'll move on to the next thing. I can't say no one will remember this moment, because I definitely will. But, yeah. All right, let's get into MrBeast, man. Let's get into MrBeast. So, Jimmy Donaldson is getting canceled once again. Is he getting canceled? I don't even think he's getting canceled. I think getting canceled is a whole nother category. But yeah, no, this thumbnail looks crazy looking at it right now. I ain't gonna lie. So MrBeast made a video called Rescuing Child Slaves in Africa. Tweet says, this is weird behavior. Weird, not weird. Hold on, I need to sneeze. Couldn't save a chat, my bad. So yeah, this is weird behavior. White savior complex. Okay. Thumbnail looks crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Is it depicting what the title says? Yes, it does. But certain imagery just still looks wrong. Certain imagery still looks wrong. But yeah, he has been under fire for this video. He has a philanthropy channel called Beast Philanthropy. And I do want to see if he still has it up like this. Like this, excuse me. I can't speak today, y'all. Let's see if he still has... Oh, wow. He still has it up like this. I thought he would have changed it by now. I ain't gonna lie.
6 months.
I thought he would have changed it by now. Rescuing child slaves in Africa. Let's actually just watch it, because I honestly haven't watched it yet.
In Ghana, sadly, countless children are abandoned and fall victim to being captured as slaves to the fishing industry. And after speaking with countless locals, I came to the heartbreaking realization that being rescued is only the beginning of their struggle. Even for those fortunate enough to escape, years of relentless abuse and exploitation have left them in desperate need of medical care, yet there are no adequate facilities to provide the treatment they so urgently require. So we made it our mission to build a brand new surgical center in the heart of Ghana to combat the lack of medical care. To help survivors like these two brothers, Ernest and Richmond, who were sold as slaves after being abandoned by their parents and only rescued at the age of 16.
When our mom and dad give birth to us, we don't fight them, and they leave us.
As slaves of the fishing industry, the two were separated and had to survive on their own, not knowing if they will ever see each other again.
Sometimes they will try to push you inside the water. If you don't know how to swim, then you are going to die. 20 of my friends, they all died.
But luckily, the two brothers were rescued by the Ghana Make a Difference Foundation, also known as GMAT.
Okay, so I've seen enough. I'm pretty sure MrBeast actually follows through on a lot of what he says here in this video. But I believe there's a little bit more. There's a little bit more. Okay. So let's just see what even the pushback is from a video format.
So here we go.
The biggest YouTuber in the world, MrBeast, just posted a video of him digging 100 wells in Africa. And I got to say, as an...
Oh, wait, is that another video? Did he do 2 videos? Hold on. Oh, so he did 2 videos. Okay, so he did that video on Beast Philanthropy, and then he also did this one called Watch This Video to Feed One Person in Need, which I'm gonna be honest with you is another Beast Philanthropy video. But okay, so he released the one on Beast Philanthropy and this video right here called Watch This Video to Feed One Person in Need. So let's go ahead and watch this video now to get a better understanding of what the pushback is.
An African myself, I'm not impressed because I am sick and tired of watching these palm-colored influencers using African villages as a stage for their white savior propaganda. Issues like poverty, disease, and bad drinking water are not exclusive to African regions. Flint, Michigan is a good example of an American city that got all 3 of those things.
All right, so he built wells in 5 countries: Kenya, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Somalia, and Cameroon. Now, of those 5 countries, I'm going to show you the highest GDP per capita and the lowest GDP per capita, and then I'm going to show you the GDP per capita of Flint, Michigan. Of the 5 African countries I listed, Kenya has the highest one with a GDP per capita of $2,081 US. Somalia has the lowest with a GDP per capita of 446 USD. Now let's look at the GDP per capita of Flint, Michigan. Oh, it's almost 30,000 US dollars. Oh, and on top of that, there are 500 million people in 19 African countries that are deemed water insecure. Water insecurity is defined as the lack of reliable sources of water of appropriate quality and quantity to meet the needs for local human population and environment. So there are more people in Africa that are lacking these basic needs than the entire population of the United States. There are about 330 million people in the US. So yeah, it makes sense for him to go do that in Africa and not in Flint, Michigan. Now I'll wait, but go ahead and show me the large group of people in Flint, Michigan who have to do this.
The teachers showed me where the students currently get their water, which is from this river. That's extremely unsafe to drink. This is where your students used to get water from?
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yeah. You know, students complaining of diarrhea, infections like typhoid, because this is the water we've been using. So we try to treat, but you see, look at it.
Savior complex that he made up in his head about this situation, rather than being happy that Africans are being helped. We should be happy that 500,000 Africans now have access to clean drinking water. But no, we've got to throw a fit because MrBeast, who is white, went and helped Black people in Africa who have less access to clean water and less access to resources than he does. Oh gosh, his savior complex. It couldn't be that he just wanted to go help some people in need. No, it's him being a white savior. Pathetic. People are more eager to call out white people for helping Black people than to be happy for the Black people that are getting the help they need. Absolutely unbelievable. How dare MrBeast have that white savior complex and go help some people who are in need?
Jimmy Beast is a villain, bro. I don't know. I'm kidding. All right, let's see what else we got here. So a friend of the show, Tevin, also tweeted this out. I went and checked. This is real, LMAO. What are we doing? So let's see what else we got here. So MrBeast actually said something about this whole situation. My 2 worst performing videos this year are the ones where I help people. Just thought I'd share this because some people think I just do it for views, but I would get way more views if I didn't help thousands of people walk and give away 1 million meals. People would also hate me less, LOL. Doesn't matter though, I'm going to keep doing it because I'm the most subscribed YouTube channel in the world, and I believe using my platform to inspire people to do good is important. And I also like making these videos. So I think my stance on this situation is ultimately this is a net positive to me. And maybe as I talk through why I think that is, maybe it'll change. I don't know. But I think for me, my stance right now is that ultimately this is a net positive. Okay. So why is it even a net positive and just not a positive overall? Is because I think there's some like uncomfortable things that need to be talked about when it comes to this. So one is like the authenticity of it, right? Is MrBeast, would MrBeast do these things if they didn't get views, right? So MrBeast kind of just tackled that point in his tweet of like, yo, I'm not doing this for views. If anything, when I upload a video, it's a fucking 10 out of 10. So it's clearly not for views. I just want to help people. But yeah, I still think it kind of begs the question of like, if he could have made content from this, would he do all this philanthropy work? Because I think that's the thing about content specifically, the content world, is that especially when you do the content that MrBeast does, I mean, technically he could still do all of this philanthropy work behind the scenes and not make content from it. But I think there's also a fair case to be made of like, you know, him doing the content, making content from this is what's aiding in him being able to have these opportunities, being able to do all these different projects. Because, you know, I do believe in the idea of like, yo, if you want to help someone out, you don't got to record you helping someone out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate it when people do that in public or in real life. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to help out a homeless person. You're trying to get money. You're trying to do this nice thing. But a camera got to be on, right? A camera got to be on. You know, it has to be recorded. Gotta flick up. Gotta flick up. But I feel like in most regards, bro, if you did something nice, just do it and keep it pushing. Because that shows me you truly did that from the kindness of your heart and not because you wanted validation or something in return. You know what I'm saying? But I think in this regard, it's also some of the tactics being involved. Because we know MrBeast. We know Jimmy. we know James. We know he's the smartest in the game, all of that. So, when you make thumbnails like this, like, I don't know, it's just something uncomfortable and unsettling about it, Same thing with this. Like, I mean, technically, like, if the title of the video is Rescuing Child Slaves from Africa, the thumbnail looking like this is like, it explains what the fuck is gonna happen in the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, it explains what happens in the video, but it's just kind of like an uncomfortable, unsettling image. That's just that's being painted right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, again, it's just the nature of YouTube. The way this motherfucker thinks, it's on some, what's the title and thumbnail that's gonna make me views? And I understand that, he just said these videos. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Chat, am I back? Chat, am I back? I should be back. I should be back. OBS just disconnected. All right, we're back. Okay. But yeah, so just in this whole process of like, okay, what's going to be a banger video? Let's rescue some child slaves in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like that is just like an unsettling feeling. What the fuck? Oh, Omar's watching right now. That's just an unsettling feeling that, like, through the process of creating this video, this is the mindset frame that you got to go through. You know what I'm saying? But I think ultimately, I'm still on some, at the end of the day, the means justify the ends. I don't know if that's how the saying goes, of like, yes, the process is uncomfortable. Yes, like, the imagery is weird. But at the end of the day, people in need got the help that they needed. You know what I'm saying? And I think to a degree, that's all that really matters. That's all that really matters. For me. Maybe that's a bad way of looking at it. But, especially in these situations where, the government ain't stepping in and stuff like that. Like, to paint MrBeast as like a villain in this regard, I think is OD. Not saying that everyone is doing that, but it's that to the people who are, I think it's OD. And ultimately, I think it's a net positive. It's very bad taste without thinking about the potential negative context of what the thumbnail conveys. They can never make me hate them. I don't know. I don't know if y'all watch Beast Games. I don't know if y'all watch Beast Games. Like, he is definitely, MrBeast is definitely good at being as extreme as he gets, as he can be, for the sake of entertainment, without ever crossing the line of being too extreme for the sake of entertainment, if y'all get what I'm saying. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Because if y'all watch Beast Games, which, by the way, fire show, I liked it. You know what I'm saying? He got me hooked all 7 episodes, however many there was. Like, really, I would recommend for y'all to watch it. A very, very interesting watch. He is very good at walking that line of being entertaining and doing everything for the content without crossing the line, but walking on that line. You know what I'm saying? Because in a lot of, in those challenges, I understand it's a game show, and that's the mask, that's low, for lack of a better term, the excuse in this instance. But there were a lot of things, a lot of uncomfortable things that MrBeast made these people do that legitimately were life-changing things that were like like psychological fucking, like, I don't even know if it would be classified as psychological bullying, but it just kind of bothered me how, like, he got motherfuckers doing all this crazy shit and he just had a grin on his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole time. People are literally crying because they're losing a chance to win $5 million. You know, people's lives could have been changed with this money. People's lives are being changed with this money. One gotta win, one gotta lose. You know, a lot of like psychological shit. And through all of it, Jimmy just gotta smile. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy just gotta, that was crazy. That was great. Good job, y'all. You know, and that's where, I don't know. I mean, is the money supposed to be free? No. I mean, listen, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like, it's hard to explain. And again, I think Jimmy and his team is so good at this content shit that they know exactly where the line is, you know, and they will never cross it, but they will always be on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Bro, remember Jimmy during All-Star Weekend was terrible. Yeah, I was there live. But that was kind of that was light compared to what I'm talking about. I truly implore y'all to watch Beast games. Cause it's just one of those things where, like, there's something weird about it, but you can't put your finger on it. And if you do try to put your finger on it, you become the bad guy for putting your finger on it. Because in actuality, he actually is doing a lot of good. And now that I'm even talking about it, I sound like a fucking hater saying the things that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. This is not the first time Jimmy is gonna go through these conversations. It is not the last time as well. Yeah, we'll just kind of see. Honest people can't be controlled. Will always be a threat to the government. Even when the thumbnails wasn't crazy with the wells in Africa shit, and he was still criticized. I think that's just the name. I think, again, MrBeast is a very calculated individual. I think he knows what he's doing. You know? It's just he's outweighing the pros over the cons. You know? If y'all just gonna, you know, if the backlash is y'all just gonna call me weird on the internet, and, you know, it's just a couple of tweets going viral, saying, this shit look weird, and maybe, you know, 1 or 2 YouTube videos about it, maybe a stream about it, I think he will live with the consequences, knowing, you know, in his heart of hearts, when he goes to bed at night, that he helped people that needed his help. And I at this point, I can only respect it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he just don't give a fuck. And I'm not mad at him. For that. Let's go ahead and see what else we got here, y'all. CJ So Cool has recently been in even more drama after his wife/baby mama accused him of beating on her. What the fuck? Okay, let's investigate, y'all. Let's investigate. Okay, hopefully this is not a video of CJ So Cool beating on his baby mama. But I guess from all the abuse I had to endure, and I have CTE. What?
Do it! Now she's quiet, guys. She just told me to do this, and now she's quiet. That's crazy. I'm doing it. You're not doing nothing. What happened?
What you doing?
What happened?
Come on, punch me again. Punch me again.
Punch you again.
Punch me again, yeah. Come on. Why? Put your hands on me.
Where did I punch you at?
Come on, you saw.
What, the kids around?
Sorry, right, guys?
You whoa, stepping on my hand. Wait, let me see you lie too. You saw me hit your mom? Tell the truth. Let me see you tell the truth and lie. Did I hit your mom?
This is so uncomfortable. What the fuck?
Say yes.
Don't do that to my phone. Say yes. You're telling her what to say. That's what you've been saying. Okay, keep lying. Let me see. Keep lying.
Sure did her.
Look straight at the phone and lie. Don't close your eyes. Don't do the funny
thing. Sure did her.
Don't laugh, Misha, because you're lying. If you're not lying, don't laugh.
Actually, I can't laugh all the time.
This is a weird family dynamic. Oh my God. Y'all are talking about domestic abuse and the father with a fucking camera on, flashlight on, just, I dare to fucking lie. What the fuck?
So I hit your mom and you're laughing, you think it's funny. So where did I hit her at and how did I do it? What did I do?
With your freaking...
With my freaking... Exactly.
She's laughing about it too? What? What is going on?
I hit your mom, Jaleel. This is goofy, right, Jaleel? Don't touch you? I'm not touching you. I don't want you in here. I'm begging you guys to get out.
No, we don't gotta go nowhere.
I'm begging you guys to get out. I'm asking. You never paid anything.
We was in your video.
You never paid a bill in your life.
Paid rent.
You never paid a bill ever.
We already paid rent.
Stop
You already
hitting
paid
me,
rent.
You never paid.
Oh, wow. What did I just watch? What? What? That's a weird family dynamic, y'all. God, this content shit, bro. This content shit, man. Especially after today, bro. My goodness. And honestly, this weekend, I think the more and more you get into this rabbit hole, the more and more success you get, bro. The more and more you, like, I feel like I'm extreme saying this. The more and more a lot of y'all lose y'all humanity. Like, this shit is not normal. This shit is not normal. I think the ability to independently make money via putting a camera on people's faces at the scale that people are making it, with the ease of entry that people have, is really, really ruining a lot of family dynamics out there, and just social dynamics. You know what I'm saying? People feel comfortable talking a certain way because they're hiding behind the internet, and they know when they shut off the computers, they don't gotta deal with a lot of this shit in reality. You know what I'm saying? When everything in your life becomes a, how do I get views off of this? Even situations that need to be private become public. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I will continue to die on this hill, because I was getting flack for it when DDG had to take last pod about how, so when Hallie, you know, takes pictures of Halo, and when my mom takes pictures of Halo, they ain't no problem, but because it's me, there's a problem. I think there is a problem with family content, period. Okay? And before y'all obtuse ass motherfuckers get a hold of this clip, there is a difference between my Facebook mom posting pictures on birthdays to save memories and share with actual friends, versus people who are making a business, trying to make a living off of making content with their family. That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. And I really don't like it when kids get involved, because I personally feel as if a kid's childhood is a parent's responsibility the most. This is the time in their life where they cannot control a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? They are your responsibility, right? If you put a camera in front of them, they aren't grown enough to shove that shit away. You know what I'm saying? They are developing what they believe the world norms are through the lens that you put them in. You know? Also, a person's childhood is a very big time of discovery. This is supposed to be the time in your life where you live and you learn, where you're supposed to make mistakes and learn from them. Right? And for that time in your life to be in front of a camera the whole fucking time, for you to not even have the room to make these mistakes, in my opinion, I feel like that's fucked up. That parents are taking away, that level of privacy for their own benefit. Like I think that's fucked up. I think that's fucked up, bro. Truly. That's why I will never engage in family content. That's why when my uncle suggested it about my cousin, my baby cousin, I was like, no, we're not doing this. I'm being no, we're not going down this rabbit hole. We're not doing it. I've seen it create way too many weird family dynamics. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, when divorces happen too, now your whole business is like fucked up because your whole business is doing family content. But now, you got to keep the family together for the content. Like, it just gets weird. It just gets weird, bro. So I will never support family content the way motherfuckers are doing it right now. For real, for real. If someone said it in chat, what was it, Ahamp? Let me see what Ahamp said. Once BSOL starts a family, he gonna leave the internet forever, calling it. Bro, I'm telling you right now, the more and more I really dive into this internet shit, this social media shit, on everything, unless I am making millions of dollars, if I ever get to that level, bro, it's just not worth it, man. I'm gonna be honest. And I understand it's a business where, like, you gotta go through the years of trials and tribulations and things don't happen overnight, but I feel like I would have so much more peace of mind. I would have so much more clarity. I would have so much more privacy that I've lost ever since I've been on the internet, that I would just love to fucking have. The internet is brutal, y'all. The internet is a judgmental place. And when you make your your ability to live around that, bro, it's not a healthy environment. I'm telling you right now, it's not a healthy environment. So, I'm telling you right now, there is a time where BSOLZ will retire, being in front of the camera. I'm gonna just be honest with you. There's gonna be a time where BSOLZ retires from being in front of the camera. Y'all be prepared for it. It's not gonna be for a minute. But there is gonna be a day. And I don't. It's gonna be a bittersweet day. And I'll also say this. I think I've created long enough to the point where I don't think I'll ever fully retire. If creating is, I'll make a video here and there. I'll pop up here and there. But it's just going to be for the love of the game type shit. But I truly think the conversation I'm always having is the life of a full-time content creator. The life of a part-time content creator is completely different. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. The life of a part-time content creator is completely different. The life of someone doing content for fun is completely different from a person who's doing this to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Who's doing this to afford a living. Completely different mindsets. Completely different mindsets. But once Brian Jr. comes as GG's chat, I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I'm definitely not in a position right now to just fully quit on this shit. So, but yeah. Yeah. We're getting deep today, chat. Hey, we're really potting today, y'all. We are really, really potting today. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's go on Twitter, chat. Let's see what the tweeters gotta say. One video can expose it all. When parents care more about their content than the kids, the whole family vibe falls apart. That ain't parenting, that's performance. So is your wife gonna change her last name when y'all get married? Yeah. Yeah, she is. Yeah, I don't know. Like, deadass, I implore y'all to watch. There's this Hulu documentary that I watch about this family in Utah, and I understand that's already a red flag for some of y'all. This family in Utah that ended up being doing family content, gained millions of subscribers on YouTube, and because of the mindset of content over everything and the success that they had, it led to child abuse, like just straight up child abuse. Like, and I'm talking about brutal child. I'm like talking about neglect. I'm talking about, kids being left in basements for days without food. Like, I'm talking about that child abuse. But the way, the doc explained it, it all made sense. Like the pipeline, the pipeline is real. The pipeline is crazy. African Stallion, I know about them. Yeah, Ruby something. Ruby Frankenstein. I don't know if I'm pretty sure her name's Ruby. I don't know if it's Frankenstein though. But yeah, that's a crazy situation. Ruby Frank. Yes. That sounds familiar. Ruby Frank. Family content to child abuse pipeline needs to be studied. It is being studied. I think it's new, but it's very close to the child star pipeline. You know what I'm saying? The parent who wanted to make their child a star actor / actress, and essentially, like, excuse the language here, just slutted out their child for the sake of stardom, for the sake of fame, for the sake of being rich. You know what I'm saying? And when you live and when you put your child through this predatory industry that is Hollywood, that's when you get the Britney Spears of the world. That's when you get the who's that other Disney girl? I'm blanking on her name. Oh, she's a Nickelodeon girl. But yeah, that's what you get. And I think content and family content is right in the same fucking alley, if not the alley over. Like, especially with the content world being unregulated as it is right now, because a lot of it truly is unregulated. It's just a scary world to involve your children in. Jeanette McCurdy. Amanda Bynes was who I was thinking of. Shout out to Aham. Yeah, Amanda Bynes. Bro, yo, watch that Dan Schneider doc, bro. Watch that Dan Schneider doc. I don't know when they're coming out with part 2 or whatever, but watch that Dan Schneider doc, bro. There's a lot of parallels to what happened to those kids and family content, bro. I'm telling you right now. Let's go ahead and see what else we got going on, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, today feels like a fever dream, because my sleep schedule's off because of last night. And just a lot happened in these 24 hours, y'all. A lot happened. All right. Let's see what we got here, y'all. Some dudes just need to stay off podcast mics, bro. Okay, what's this?
It's like everybody know a pedophile. In this room right now, if we really turned on there's somebody in this room. It's probably 3 niggas that's fucking children.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
What the fuck? Chat, what the hell? Yeah. Someone gotta ban the SM7Bs, man. Someone gotta ban the SM7Bs. Jesus Christ, bro. What the hell, chat? What was that? What was that? Let's see what else we got. Shout out to the Philippines for locking up Vitaly. Salute. Fuck bitch ass Vitaly. I think that may be a chat. I ain't gonna lie. This may be a short one. This may be one of the short pods for real. Let's see what we got. Shout out to Paige Beckers for being drafted. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Salute. I think I'm gonna close it off right here, chat. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna just close it off right here. SOLZ, you my goat. Appreciate you, man. Listen. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Got a short pod today. I'll be locked in for Wednesday, y'all. This was a late start, post pod. Probably could have went longer, but I'm tired as hell. Droopy for $5 before we go here. SOLZ, if a Let's Keep It a Buck fan handed you adoption papers, would you sign them? And SOLZ's only true enemy is GTA 5. What the fuck? What does that mean? Adoption papers? No. What? That's your Connecticut queen? Yo, on a lighthearted conversation, Connecticut gotta stop claiming they're a fucking... You know what's crazy? I wouldn't even be mad if y'all called yourselves a hoop state. But the fact that y'all Connecticut people want to claim being the basketball capital of the world, that's what really bothers me. I'm not gonna lie. Basketball capital of the world, Connecticut. Like, we gotta stop. Okay? The only legs y'all have on this conversation is truly UConn basketball. That's it. Because it'd be one thing if, like, it seems like y'all claimed it because no one else claimed it, type of thing. It seems like the Guinness World Record that you have because no one even thought about, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't even know what the hoop capital of the world really is. I just know it's not Connecticut. Like, if we're talking about straight talent throughout the state, Cali got y'all beat for the whole state, by the way. Not just this one college program. Cali got y'all beat, right? New York got y'all beat. At the very least. Carolinas probably got y'all beat. And if I had to pick one state, North Carolina got y'all beat. I ain't gonna lie. Georgia got some hoopers. Georgia got some fucking hoopers. Texas got some hoopers. I don't know, bro. I don't like. Yeah. My bad for not saying Texas. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Slow down. Chicago probably got y'all beat. Like, it's crazy. And if we're talking about, like, historical context too, y'all not even the best Northeast region. Or not even Northeast state. Massachusetts literally has a bigger claim to being the basketball capital of the world than Connecticut. I'm being so serious. One, the Celtics, most championships in, the pinnacle of the sport. You know what I'm saying? 2, the Hall of Fame is here. 3, the game was invented here. Like, I don't know. I feel like we have a larger claim to being the basketball capital of the world than y'all. But nevertheless, shout out to Connecticut though. I know that was hate, but shout out to Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some cool casinos. I'll be there this year, right? I'll be there. With that being said though, appreciate y'all for coming through. Sipping with SOLZ out. All right. Have a good one, man. Peace.